people go into entrepreneurship, and even it's not even set on entrepreneurship. It's, dealing with your personal finances, your family, and everything, and and have different ways about going. And tonight we're talking about emotions and money, or money and emotions. Whereas there are so many people that look at where they're at in life and look at other people, or feel that they in a good spot and they know everything and they're making all kind of decisions, but probably ain't the best decision because they got something in their pocket called money.
Right.
And so we want to have a discussion tonight about, when people, you feeling down, you ain't got enough, you feel impulsive because you feel like things ain't going as fast as you want them to be, or you're making moves that, you normally would move because you feel like you got more money than you normally have. So I want to have a discussion tonight, to talk about getting money and emotions. But before we get started, we'll say what's up to my awesome producers, DJ Lab.
What's going on? Hey, I'm going to give you 2 seconds to pull them mics up properly. I'm going to turn them off for a minute and let you pull them up. Yeah, we getting it together. This live show, so it is live. Hey, mama.
What's up, Mom?
Okay, that's better.
We good now?
Yeah.
Okay, appreciate it, Lab. But yeah, what's up? First, again, what's up to my awesome producers, DJ Lab?
Slick in the building, as
What's-
always.
What's up, Reek? But yeah, man, right now we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. So, again, a nice topic. We're discussing money and emotions. Again, a reason why I want to have this discussion because, again, I had so many situations. Me being an accountant, me being a financial expert, and I do think I'm an expert. I see so many times people will, come to me, hey D, I'm thinking about doing this, I'm thinking about doing that. Like, why you want to do it? Because, man, it's about time. I got I'm finna run into some money.
Right.
So I got some money and I want to invest.
It's always about time.
Man, you know how dangerous that is. You feel like you done got some money, now you want to do something
Right.
impulsive,
Right.
without really still knowing. I never have people come to me and say, well, look, man, I'm looking to think about what to spend the money on, how to go about doing, just the whole, educating themselves part. They come to me when they, get ready to start go mode.
They don't come to you from the beginning. They come to you in the middle.
Hell no.
They already made up their mind.
Hell no. We finna get this food truck. We finna get this food truck.
Then you got to fix.
Food truck.
Right.
They finna buy some, what it is, the moonwalk, pressure washer, shit, a lawnmower kit, man, shit. Hey, man, let's sit there and do write some stuff on paper, get some,
Right.
some figures in there.
Get a business plan together.
Yeah, some little blueprint. Oh, hell no. Hell no. No. Listen, we was at the family reunion. I fried some fish
Right.
and everything.
Everybody
Man,
loved
everybody eating it for real, man. They'll come back for more and more. And old girl like, look, man, it don't make sense for us to keep on trying to, scratch around. We need to go and sell this fish.
They make this happen.
Yeah, exactly.
You make the best fish in the city.
Man, for real. Everybody digging your wing. Everybody love everybody wings.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And what the hood girls like? They pasta salad.
Pasta salad, yeah.
That's like a hood girl delicacy. Pasta salad,
Right.
mac and cheese.
That Texas mac and cheese. I put bacon in mine.
Oh man. Every hood girl, that's they mac and cheese. That's
Right.
they holy grail. I can make me some mac and cheese. But again, we're talking about the night show. We're talking about money and emotions because, the reason why, a lot of times I think people are in an issue or a situation where they have like, problem with money or they're feeling, happy, depressed or whatever. It really depends on how much you got.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny part about that is that's all relative.
Right.
Because a lot of times you'll feel like, okay, I don't have enough, or I feel like I got enough, but the number amount is based off how you feel relative to other people.
Okay.
If you kind of like got some kind of financial background, you might say, well, look, I need X amount of dollars. That way I can cover myself.
Mm-hmm.
Most time it's when when people just feel like they got some kind of windfall of money, they can do the same. I.e., tax time, You know, because, folks, tax time come, people ready to damn shit.
They buy a house with the tax money.
Boy,
They getting spots for their new business. They ain't doing out their house no more. They gonna get a whole physical building.
you see that? What's going on, Angela? How you doing, man? Appreciate everybody tuning in. Again, we streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, and I ain't forgetting that, did I? I think we got everything.
Yeah, I think so.
But I appreciate everybody tuning in. Again, tonight we're talking about money and emotions. But man, that's the thing about it. It's all relative. Because if I feel like me and Lab hanging, and I got some money in my pocket, but I feel like I got more than Lab, I'm good. Or I got just as much as Lab, I'm okay.
Okay.
And that's where things get real funky. So it's not in your mind that you feel that way. And I'm going to tell you something that's funny, right? This ain't put nobody on Front Street. I've been out of high school over 25 years. I remember that first class reunion, our class president, so I feel pretty proud about every 5 years except COVID. And again, 95, y'all don't get upset with me. We're going to do something this year.
Right.
I promise. But religiously, every 5 years since I graduated from high school, we have had a class reunion.
Okay.
Every 5 years.
All right.
On point. And in between still hung out, right?
Uh-huh.
And I said my class was pretty close. But I remember that first reunion. Something that stuck out with me was when I was reaching out to everybody, because normal time people have a class reunion maybe 10 years or 20 years, whatever.
Right.
When I had a couple people say to me they weren't ready to meet because they didn't feel like they were where they're supposed to be at. And I've always been the type of person, like, I don't give a damn what you got. Like, that ain't my business. Like, I can care less what you got. If I pull up in my Pinto, that's my Pinto. I just want to see everybody hang out.
Right.
Like, I'm not, there. Anybody knows me. And I'm not saying the way I think is right. But I don't post my car, my money, my house, or nothing.
Right.
I might say post with the business, stuff going on with my children. I ain't saying that's the right way, but it's just what I do. So, and I don't get into it. But I see when people post their new car, new house, that's cool. You glad, proud you got it. Great.
Right.
But I don't think people should base their happiness off what the hell you got in comparison to what other people have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's what goes on now with social media.
Yeah, but see, the flip side of that is now you put yourself in a position you constantly got to try to keep up and compete. Unconsciously, because you may not necessarily say, I'm trying to get what Lab got or whatever, but because I see you doing it, I want to do that.
Or
I want to achieve that.
Psychologically, you making yourself depressed because you may not be able to keep up.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Even though you want to try to keep up and you say you're not in competition, psychologically we're in competition and we're depressed because we saying to ourselves, well, how he able to do this and I ain't able to do this?
Hey, I can talk about
what
it.
he doing different and I ain't doing different.
I don't know which one of my children logged in. Hell, I was feeling about that. I'm at my house having a damn gender reveal. What the fuck?
Right.
I don't know which one of my children on, but Pawpaw over there like, man, what the hell are we doing?
Right.
And it's just, that's some old internet COVID stuff. Got a gender reveal over my house. I'm sitting there looking around.
Ken Meadows said, what's going on, brother?
What's happening?
Stanley Gore said, what's good?
What's going on, cuz? What's happening? Cuz, I appreciate cuz over there with me this morning, man, trying to get the board together,
Right,
man. I
right.
appreciate you tuning in, cuz.
It's a tricky thing.
Man, I feel like damn offered that little operation game back in the day. But, again, people look at it in regards to that. So I want to, and I remember that, people like, man, Pooch, I don't know if I'm coming, man, because I don't know this, and I don't, I might got a kid, but man, I don't give a damn, I can't, because we were 5 years out of graduation, you're, 21, 22? Am I right? My damn wrong? No, 24, 25, maybe something like that. You 18, 19, graduate, 18 plus 5, 23.
I don't know.
You know what? Well, Lab was a damn boy wonder. Lab was Doogie Howser, graduating at 12 from high school. He was Doogie Howser and shit. So,
not to brag,
I know what the hell I'm talking about. Well, us dumb folks, us speds to graduate at 18. Unlike Lab. So you look at you, man, you crazy here. So you say you 25, we're like, what the hell is expected from you?
Right.
And I just remember that, man, because I'm just like, hey, man, let's go have a good time. But that was just one of the things that early on caught me like, y'all think about this, because, I'm fresh out of active duty from the military.
Right.
I'm ready to party, this, that, and that, this. And it
Have
would
a
just
good
catch me
time.
like, I had never ever, because, when I used to come home visiting, I rent a car, go party,
Right.
go back. Never was I ain't never been into, always like dressing and stuff, but I ain't never been into, competing or whatever, or even care about what you got, know.
Right.
You got something, you happy, hey man,
I'm
congratulations.
happy for you.
Yeah, and again, I get that disclaimer. I ain't saying the way I think it's right, but just always been that way. But emotionally, a lot of things are crafted, depending on where we at status-wise, how we feel about ourselves, how we feel about, our children, the aesthetics, the home, the car, and stuff, kind of basing that with that. Regardless of how true
It may be.
it may be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you go to that car lot, when you riding, what do we ask you? What do you want to pay a month?
Right.
And from that point, you're not looking at, from the lens of like finance person, I'm gonna get this car that's for $15,000. That they done strung out these payments for 10 years. I don't.
They'll stretch for 10 for you real quick.
I'm paying $80,000 on this damn Focus because I need a car so bad. You feel me?
Right.
But that's the thing about it. Just being able to sit there and say like, nah, I don't want to put myself in these situations. And far too often people do that all the time. And one of the things I think what they say, we do sit around, and I think it's human nature to sometimes want like, dang man, you're doing pretty good. Especially we go through the whole peer stage. You say, okay, I get out of high school, see my partner, he doing good. You ain't even hating, you ain't even jealous, but sometimes you just kind of look at yourself. Shit, he at the same point where I am, life wise. Should I have that? Right. Or this, that, and that? You're not thinking about what the hell this person doing, or if be good, be hard work. If they lucky, if they damn selling dope, or they doing some schemes.
Assisting them.
Oh, exactly.
Financial backer.
Oh, exactly. Or you ain't even looked at the tag, see it say peaches. You ever see them brother with them old AKA tags, Delta sign? No.
Yeah.
No, come on, man. How many guys? How many times you seen a guy riding around with that AKA?
You're right.
What you doing?
My car in the shot in my girl.
I don't know no fraternity with no pink and green. What you doing? Laid back in that thing in your girl car.
Gotta get how you live.
Gotta get how you live. But really, like I said again, sometimes people look at that and say, hey man, where, should I be in a different spot? Should I be further along? And I want to have a discussion tonight, and I want everybody to feel free to tune in. Again, we just being transparent and just kind of kicking it. How does our emotions craft how we feel about we as far as money? You know what I'm saying?
I think it plays a bigger role than a lot of people give credit to it. I think emotions plays a very big role when it comes to money. Like it's just like that's why you think about, and I'm just gonna go a little sideways. You think about relationships and how money plays a big role in some relationships. Lasting or not lasting. Nobody wants to struggle. A lot of times people don't want to struggle with the person they with. They struggling for too long. So it's like, I don't want to do this no more. Money plays a big role in those emotions to move on. So
especially, kind of depending on where you at. If again, just say you starting off and you younger, you younger in your building phase, and you feel like, damn, we building forever. Like, damn, this ain't the art. God damn.
We've been building for 15 years.
Yeah. Dang. We've been in such and such garden apartments 15 damn times.
Right.
You told me you gonna buy me a house, boy.
Right.
We've been in the gardens forever.
Right. Right.
And even on the other side, just say if you're older, you be like us, for 40, like, shit, I ain't really trying to build now. And you go into it like, man, I don't feel like my kid's grown. I ain't trying to sit here and
do this all over
stabilize
again.
exactly,
Right.
do all this stuff again. Take care of you, take care of your kids, and all. I'm just trying to go have some fun and go fishing.
Right.
But again, a lot of times, you know, we put that in ourselves, how we feel good about it. And I don't want to have no lecture with people just in terms of, you know, what you got, how much money you got, and call to tell you how to feel about yourself. If you feel good because you got money, you got certain things, that's great. I get it. But the problem that comes up with that is things come and go. Just like looks, they fade. And depending on what happened in life, you know, that's stuff. Excuse me, you get a rug pulled up on you real quick. We joke about it, keeping it real. How many folks still got their PPP money?
Yeah, right.
How many folks got their disaster money?
Right.
1 or 2 purchases, and that's what people doing now. They damn near selling dates. I'm saying dates for gas.
Right. Right. But also on that note, with the business and growing and you know, building with someone, and money and emotions, you know, you may have an issue where you may have a good plan, you may have one, or your mate may have one, and one of y'all is not executing on the plan. So that creates a money issue, because the plan that you have, you know, you're like, okay, we're going to get together and we're going to build this together. You might be younger, say, let's say y'all 25. Y'all say, we're going to get this together, we're going to build this together. So by 50, we could retire. But that whole time y'all trying to build, it's always a bump in the road. Somebody can't keep a job. Somebody spending more than they should be. Somebody not taking advantage of the classes or whatever. So that building becomes a weight on your shoulders, and because of the person you know what I'm saying, the person you with is not executing what y'all had come together and did before. And that's a part of emotions and money. Now you're upset and you pissed off because this person didn't execute, and you 53 and you still got to work, and you had a big old plan at 25 that we're going to be retired. You get what I'm saying by this time?
Your ass ain't going nowhere. Your ass
welcome to Walmart, man. Help you.
Man. I said my granddad say all the time, my grandma, when these kids get grown, I'm getting the hell on. That was just his thing. Get the hell on, my grandma. He said, get the hell on.
Right.
Ain't nobody going no damn well. Ain't nobody had no damn money. You know, what's the term here all the time when you say folks like, you know, people are dating, especially like older people. When I say older, let's say 35 and up. I'm going to get somebody that I'm equally yoked.
Right.
We're equally yoked.
Right.
You know, God has sent them to me and everything. And they great. Mm-hmm. I mean, they look good, they smart, the sex is great, they're fun. But oh Lord, they got that old student loan. They got that child support.
Right.
They got that bad credit, garnishment. What happened to the yoke?
Right.
You put the yoke back in the egg.
Right.
That shit rotten. What happened to your boy Wanda?
Right.
Oh man, I mean, shout it straight, man. No, you know, man, she went to Georgia State and all that kind of stuff. Now she work down in the city, man. For real, got her own office and everything. I done heard this stuff before.
You heard
yeah, shout it straight, man.
Like you
good.
heard it before.
Yeah, I done heard it before, man. You sit there, you know, you see your buddy, man. He pissed off about a month or two later. Man, damn, man, I got to pay this old girl, this, that, and that. I thought she had a good job. I thought she went to Georgia State.
Right.
And all that stuff. Like, yeah, man, but hell, you know, I ain't know she, you know, done all defaulted on this loan, and we can't even go get this and that, and everything on me and all that kind of stuff. Well, what happened to the yoke? You know, God sent them to me.
Right. I think a lot of people base their happiness off money. Like, some people worship money. Like, they like money is they thing. They hoarding it. They stuffing it here. They hiding it there. And to be honest with you, not for me personally, I never had it. Even though I went to college and all that, I went to college on a grant. You know, the reason why I graduated high school, I ain't ashamed to say it, because I was going to school, summer school, in order to eat, because we didn't have no, you know what I'm saying, we didn't have no, you know, a lot of money. We didn't have money at all. So a lot of times there was days I couldn't eat. So summertime, I know where I could eat at least 2 meals. So I would go to summer school to do that. In Chicago, we could go for free. And once I started going to classes, you know, that's how I was able to graduate early. But at the same time, you know, I've never had money, so I don't really worship it like that. I mean, I get the premise of it, but I've never had it to where I feel like if I don't have it, oh my, the world's going to end, because we've always made a way. Even when I was married and had children, you know, we struggled a lot, but we were going to college, we were working, we were doing all this other things, so we always made a way. You get what I'm saying? I figure it's always, if you're going to do it, you're going to always make a way. Nobody's going to be homeless, but I'm not going to sit up here and stress every day about money. It's just not going to happen.
something, and that's a good point. And nobody really, people sit there and say, I don't trip about it, whatever. But just say you're okay.
Mm-hmm.
You in life, man, we all have those things that kind of probably put triggers on us with that. You pull up to work, you go to your job parking lot, you like, shit, what up, Poop? What going on, boy? You like, how the hell he get that Mercedes? Now, I know he makes the same amount I make. What are you doing?
Right.
What going on? Do I need to pull a couple more orders? Or what the hell going on?
Right.
'Cause, you go to it could be a warehouse, and that damn parking lot look like a smorgasbord, and you sitting out the damn supervisor in the Camry, but everybody on the floor,
right?
Well, they exotic.
Exotic.
You think
everybody
you in damn Europe? You're like, what the? How the hell you get the Lambo driving the forklift?
I done seen it.
Yeah, he counting his money, but you trying to figure out how the hell.
I done seen it. I done
know.
been at the warehouse working part time, and the lot was full of cars. I was like, Jesus Christ, how much they paying now up here?
A lot of time to get them up there at Jordan. I don't know if you remember Jordan. They used to be over there on Bankhead. They had one in, I don't even know they still open, the Buy Hill, Pay Hill. Just like that pretty, that downstairs of the club. She look good, but she's sick on the inside. It look good on the lot, but boy, you drive a mile down the road, they're gonna cut off on you.
As long as it sit there, it's beautiful.
That Buy Here, Pay Here get you. Wow, man, it's all shined up. Boy, you're down the road, chitty, chitty, bang, bang. God, dog. What Slick say is not worship. It's not worship. It's budgeting and savings. But the thing of it is, what's the thing with budgeting and saving? It take time. I ain't got time to waste. Man, when people call me, hey Deontay, ready to start this business up and everything, I want to do this, that, and that. What do you think I should invest in? Okay, cool. Now we talking about paid client. We go through it. Okay, cool. Now if you do this, that, and that, you purchase this. At this point, if you wait a year, then you can roll over, do these particular things, and invest in that. A year? Who the hell got a year? No, man. My man told me he got some Bitcoin,
right?
And they flipped his house.
Right.
Like, nah, man. Look, for what you need to do, you need to do this, that, and that. It moving too slow.
Too slow.
It's too slow. So for whatever reason, that emotion, that impatience, that resentment, whatever the other person got this, they got it, all this stuff triggering. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, and how can I put it? You don't necessarily know if it is a point where you got enough, because you could be sitting on money. I know cats I know got change, and they still try to do stuff. You be like, hey, bro, what you want?
Right.
Now, that may just be driven to have more and have no plan on how the hell they're going to spend the money, what they're going to do, anything like that. But they're constantly trying to get you whatever. And that might not necessarily be money driven. But I've had cats like, man, if I could do this, I could be making this, making that. Damn, bro, you pull about $15,000, $20,000 in there a month, man.
Right. Well, how much more?
Well, what you need?
What you gonna do with that?
But they want more. Something is pushing it, and a lot of times people don't want to say it, but our emotions do make us want to do certain things. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just speaking of myself, like, and I'm comfortable, but I done messed up money. And I kind of say I've never been in part where I say I messed it up trying to keep up with folks.
Right.
Yeah, I messed up money probably in the education of money. So when I got my second go round, thank God,
right.
I was able to keep it and make it grow. But I think it's kind of hard to be comfortable until you get it, mess it up, and then get it back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's kind of what I've experienced. I've seen people that probably in similar situations had to go through that whole little gambit. Not the whole point of blowing it, thinking you're doing it, and then now, because I mean, anybody know me? One of my biggest things growing up, bankhead and everything. I always said I wasn't gonna be no used to be person.
Right.
I was not gonna be sitting. Ever talk to my old dope dealers? Man, we used to do this. Shit. You supposed to ball hard in your 30s than you did in your 20s. You ball hard in your 40s than you did in your 30s.
Right.
And your 50s, you still balling harder.
Right.
I ain't finna be sitting there. And when I say that, I'm not talking about still trying to party, but you can move better. I ain't nowhere in the hell. That was my thing.
Right.
Wasn't even about the money. I just was not gonna be talking about the good old days. You know,
when I was 27,
I was able to do this. I
Right.
had this. Hell, I do have the same damn thing.
Right.
You know, if I wanted, can get more. That was just always me. But again, because of emotions, again, like I say, it can be resentment, jealousy, greed, or it can just be determination. You know, it don't necessarily be nothing negative, but I think people need to be realistic about whatever their triggers are emotionally that cause them to want more money. Is it going to be beneficial to them in the long run of life? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's why I think a lot of folks don't want to assess themselves with. Like, hey, man, look, you know, bro, I'm cool. Oh, this is fine. But because, like, social media, and you see it, folks put in, like, I'm giving that disclaimer again. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I've seen folks put, you know, the car, the house, and shit, you know, 5-6 months later, hey, can y'all help us out? This, that, and that coming on.
Right.
You know, can't do this, can't do that, and everything. And I ain't never trying to trip on nobody's misfortune, because anybody can have it. But sometimes, did you cause it yourself?
Right.
You know,
look at
you know,
what the cause.
Exactly. You know, sicknesses and things like that stuff happen. I mean, I went through a whole divorce. And my ex-wife, I think she thought it was like Christmas. Gotta get him money. Gotta get him money.
Right.
You know, she was playing. All her friends, they had my girl, get it. Girl, get it. Let's go.
It's time to party.
Shit, boy. So I understand.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you still got to ask yourself, look, hey, man, where you going to be cool at? Because one thing about it, we all can agree, the best things in life are free. Now, again, is life a little bit more fun when you got a little money in your pocket? Absolutely.
Right.
You know, because one part you're talking about, another part you're experiencing.
Right.
There ain't nothing damn like it. So I ain't going to sit here and tell you, you know, just give all your worldly items out and just live in a cardboard box. But I am saying, you know, sometimes we need to kind of just really assess ourselves and see what's important. Got a question, Son Lab?
Yeah. Darius Card said economics are not taught in school or home. Being informed is the key.
Being informed is the key, and that's a good point. And let's expound on that. And I appreciate you tuning in. When the point we just brought up, the economics not taught in school and being informed is the key. This is the thing about it. Is at the end of the day, let's be real. Let's be real. At 15, 16, 17, 18, high school years, if somebody tried to teach you basic banking, financial principles, and all that stuff, would you want to listen?
Nah.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so somebody teaching you present value, future value.
My grandma worked at the bank, and she tried to teach me sometime how to write tape. I ain't got time for that, grandma. It's 4 girls on this front porch. It's four fast-tail girls on this front porch. I'm trying to see what they got going on.
I made the program at Harper was financial services. And shit, you probably had, 8 or 9 of us. Nobody was interested in that. Nobody went, they were the banking. They were the banking students. They were the banking nerds or whatever. So I would say that there are things that are taught in school, but people just, from your maturity level then, were you interested in it? I mean, let me tell you something, just to that point. I wish that I understood the importance of probably taking the automotive class at West Ford and Harper. I wish I knew the importance of taking construction or something like that when I was in high school.
Right, project management.
Yeah, all that, I mean, it was things that were available.
Right.
I ain't want to do that BS, you know what I'm saying?
And I agree. Now, I did take architecture in high school, but because I just wanted to do that. But, yeah, there's always classes that's offered that we don't see as fun.
Exactly.
You know, I took home ec because it were girls. I mean, just to be honest with you, you gravitate to what interests you, and I was interested in girls. So I would take home ec, you know, and all that stuff just because it was somewhere to be with the girls.
How many cats could have took a semester or a year of cosmetology?
Right.
And you've been to save yourself $1,000, way a lot more over the years, just know how to cut your own hair. And I'm just saying, at the end of the day, I hear that a lot in regards to, you know, the finances, the economics not taught in school. It is.
Summer work programs.
Man,
I'm trying to work in the summer.
No. but what I'm saying is that the kids that want to know it, No, they learned it.
Right.
And that's real talk. I just don't think people, if you look back at it, because I just remember that was our magnet program. And, I was in it. I liked it. But a lot of my partners, they weren't interested in it. Hell, they ain't interested in it now. It's just sometimes you're like, man, I got to damn do this, I don't know that. Now it's kind of like, with that. My best friend, Rick been working on cars when we were kids. He took automotive all through high school. I was not interested. My cousin, too. My cousin went military, me and went military together. He became a diesel mechanic. He doing real good.
Right.
He stuck with it. But at the end of the day, like, we got to be realistic when we're younger, because we say they should teach this in school, we should teach that. At the end of the day, people got to be realistic about themselves. It's like, was you ready to receive that information? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And nobody want to know, man, let me, for you to become an accountant, accounting is a very, very boring field.
Right.
And most of us that are accountants, we analytical people. We like problem solving and all that kind of stuff, math, which most folks don't like. So at the end of the day, you can sit here and say that, we should teach it, but I just think the vast majority of us not interested in it.
Right.
People want to be in business, but you want to be in business. Why? Because you feel like, okay, I want to work for nobody, I want to do this. But then me and my dog, shout out my boy James Pate. Me and Pate were talking the other morning, like, a lot of times people want to say I'm a boss, I'm going to do this and that stuff, but they don't want to deal with that real boss bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I don't got PTO. I ain't got sick leave.
Right.
Like, I got to make my schedule. I got to do it. If I'm not structured and all that kind of stuff, because if you go to work, this what you got to do for the day. This is stuff you got, all that set up for you. You work for yourself, all that shit got to be, come on now.
Right.
You got to be built different. It ain't about getting money here, making money there. Because so many people go down that road, like, damn, man, I got a schedule, I got to advertise, I got to manage, I got to market, I got to advertise. Man, I don't want to do it. What the hell is this?
Right.
But if you go to work, all that done for you. And you got to be realistic with yourself about that. But because our emotions, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, we feel like, okay, that's something easier. Especially you might see, again, I'm 21 years in the game. So if it look like it's easy for Poochie do it, you ain't seen Poochie do the whole chitlin circuit,
Right.
do this and mess up that, and you know what I'm saying? Like real stuff now.
Right.
And I just think that a lot of times folk don't want to necessarily look at that side of it, with doing it. Business, finance and all that kind of stuff, it's cool as we get older. Then we get older, we start slowing down. We want to acquire things because now we're raising our families. We want, we see, okay, now I want to get the house. I want to get the cars. I want to go on vacation. I want to travel. But all that stuff requires money. And so we sit there and look like, damn, man, if I had known this, I had to did this, that, and that. If they would have taught it, but they did teach it. But at the point when they were teaching it, you weren't ready to receive it.
Right.
And I don't think nothing negative about that. You know what I'm saying? But you just got to be real with yourself. I just said, I wish my grandfather was a carpenter. Man, he was studying my building and fixing stuff. But I cringe when I got to, deal with these folks because they know how to do it. And I done painted, hammered, sawed and all that. I do not want to do it. Right? So we got that out of the way. I don't want to do it.
Right.
But still, I got to pay somebody to do it. Then probably if I know how to do it, I'd probably be in and out with doing it.
Right.
But I didn't care to learn it. Don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I just wish I knew it.
Would you account?
Exactly.
Right.
So I think sometimes we have to be realistic about that. Even with our children, I got established business. I have not one of my kids that have said, "Hey, Dad, I'm really up under you, really ready to do this and stuff like that." And typically, we've had these conversations before. Most of the times, the kids don't necessarily want to go into the family business.
No.
The kids come in because the kids effing up. They got babies. They can't get a job. They done got out of jail.
Right.
Mom and dad decided to just take care. Boy, come on, you work with us, and that's how
That
that
happens.
happens. Because when it starts such and sons, the son ain't really into it.
Right.
Son still out there breaking in the house and shit. After about 2 or 3 years of going to jail, then daddy
Right.
going to bring him in. They stick with it. That ain't always the case,
Right.
but most of the time, from what I've seen,
Right.
that the case and stuff. So I just think that I hear that a lot, but what's not taught. And being informed is it, but you got to make sure that you're in a position to receive information, because knowledge is the key. That is it. That is the key. But you got to be ready to receive knowledge. And to be able to receive knowledge, you got to be able to receive what? Scrutiny, criticism, all this stuff that if you ain't ready for it, man, he hating.
Mm-hmm.
They tripping. He trying to tell me how to buy this. He trying to tell me how to get this house and all that kind of stuff. No, he getting you game. You just in your feelings, you don't want to receive it.
Right.
Right? Again, like, man, I talked to a young lady earlier today, man, we were talking, I was just like, you don't want to surround yourself with people like, because you start your business, that's good, that's good, that's good. You want to have people like, no, that ain't right, man.
Mm-hmm.
No, I wouldn't do it, and be able to bounce it up. Man, I got my mentors.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, and I called my man today, man. I was looking at moving some money over from my old job. It's been sitting there damn near like 7-8 years, to do it. And I was like, man, the market done dropped, the money there. Should I move this, that, and that? I'm thinking I should keep it because I see it was this and now it's this. He's telling me to move it, and I'm like, man, I'm trying to tell him my BS reason. Like he told me today, the damn answer's still the same. You need to do it because of that.
Right.
And when I thought about it for a minute, yeah, you're right. He ain't telling me what I want to hear. He giving me game.
What you need to know.
Exactly. And the same thing with money, because when we put the emotion ahead of logic,
Mm-hmm.
that's when we have problems.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we get overextended. That's when we get in the bad deals.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we, purchase stuff that's going to devalue and not appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
Because something emotionally, it's pretty, it's cute, it's nice, it's sexy, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And not looking at it like, damn, man, if I pay that, that's an extra $300-$400 a month.
Mm-hmm.
I need to be doing this, and maybe I can get that next year.
Right.
But no, we're to do it. And we get dug in the holes, and it happens all the time, brother.
Right. Right.
I thought you about to say
I'm
something.
guilty of that.
Well,
I'm learning better, but I've been guilty of that. Like,
I think a lot of people,
I work hard. I'm finna buy this.
Well,
I'm gonna get this.
Let me say this. I'm not saying, because what do people say a lot of times? You got to live below your means. If you live below your means or at your means, you probably ain't gonna have shit.
Right.
So,
right.
So, I'm not telling you not to have shit, man. I ain't telling you that.
Right.
But I'm saying, be realistic of the impact
Right.
of your trip. You got to go all this, that, and that. You can experience it. I really experience it. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta have all the trips.
What the guys go to the DR? Where they get all them exotic women? I ain't never been there for Colombia, Rio,
Puerto Rico,
and all that stuff. You can get you one girl. You ain't gotta get 30.
all of them.
Yeah, exactly. You can go to Old National. You want to get all them? You ain't gotta go all the way over there and go come back broke.
I don't think it's the same. I don't think it's the same crop.
I don't
think it's the same crop. I'm sorry. I don't think the crop is the same compared to Puerto Rico and DR and Old National. I'm just gonna put it out there. I don't think the crop is the same, but I get your point.
You gonna get that certified streetwalker from Old National. And she has advertised bullet holes.
They might be exotic, but
yeah, 3 teeth. Got her flip flopping walking all day. I got you. Good point, Lab.
Right.
Good point.
If I'm gonna take a chance on dying, I'm going over there. Die right.
Like I say, what a damn lemon to look like a lemon.
Right.
Yeah, I
right.
got you.
Put that Bugatti body on it for me.
Yeah. At least let the pretty car cut off on me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At least let the pretty car cut off.
I want to get in and it's broke down, and I see it. I know.
You crazy hell, man. You crazy.
I want to purr for a little while, then break down at the hotel.
You crazy as hell.
That's just me, y'all. That's just
ain't just you. That's
the
all
thoughts expressed by the Dollar Hour is strictly DJ Labs and not has no reflection on Mr. Short Dollar at all.
Nah, you ain't by yourself. You ain't by yourself with that. But again, tonight show we're talking about money and emotion.
Nah, Slick is not the same crop. Sorry, that is not Old National crop and Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic crop. Not the same.
Sleep don't believe that.
I know she don't.
Sleep don't believe that. Cause that's the deal. Everybody be on Old National. Them brother, hey man, I gotta go. Them brother
Like, I
in Rio, like, yeah.
Look, we can't go drive down on
Yeah.
that. The streets so packed.
Man, that's what I'm saying. They got a big sombrero on. I gotta go there.
It look like Freaknik 95
Yeah, yeah. For real. I'm gonna go, man. I ought to mess around, got my passport. Pooch is coming. Pooch is coming. So, hey, point taken, brother. Point taken. Shit. You gonna go down there or take your butt to Crucial.
Right.
You know?
Oh.
Well, exactly. Crucial DR. Oh, no. Oh, hell no.
That mortgage money is going to the DR.
I'm gonna go to that trap.
Right.
I ain't going to the trap. I want a foreign trap.
Right.
That'd be crazy shit, man. But you know, again, we start talking about it. We're talking about again money and emotions. You know, with just say you put in a position where you start doing okay. You going through life, you progressing, getting certain things, you getting what you want. Does the feeling stay? You know, is this something that's that stays? Because again, sometimes when you get your crib, you do certain things. We got different levels of contentness where we feel comfortable, we're right where we want to be. Sometimes you're like, okay, I got it all. My kids grown, want to do this, that, and that. You know, and then I'm chilling. And then sometimes we put ourselves, depending on the way how you move and how you're thinking, I'm constantly trying to get something that I really can't attain or even retain.
Sustain.
Yeah, sustain. There you go. Appreciate it, bro. You know, I tell lab boy, wonder. Yeah, man. The lab graduated 14 years old from high school. I can't make this shit up.
Right.
That's why I fuck with him. But then you when you say those kind of things, like emotionally, when you put yourself in it, you know, do you put yourself in a position where you can recover, where you can do it, and if you do recover, you know, do you think differently, and stuff like that. I know people, you know, that it seems that, you know, I've known my whole life, they always hurting. Bro, I'm trying to get this. Bro, I'm trying to do that.
But I'm hurt.
Yeah. You ever talk to a young lady, you done known her for years, and they still just hurting? You just always hurting. Huh?
You're right.
How are you always hurting? You know what I'm saying? No major health issues.
Right.
No nothing, you know, whatever. How you always hurting?
Right.
How you always hurting? And there's something psychologically to whatever. Now, they've had some infusions here and there, i.e. income tax,
Right.
Car settlement, some phone scam,
Right.
PPP,
Right.
and after a while, short month or two later, they're back at square one. They back hurting. How the hell are you always doing it? But that's why I say psychologically, it's something you know, in people that's differently. That someone can sit here and say, well, look, I'm tired of it, I want to make a change. Or they like, okay, I get it, I spend it, I'm going to do this, that, and that. And I don't know, outside of just, at some point, just making a decision, how you fix that. You know, but you want to be, you know, the videos that do the most that I look at are people that are selling financial dreams. You know, with doing it. You about to say something?
Oh, well, Slick said that people don't like to talk about money, and then people grown, and you can't really tell people how to spend their money.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Man, let me tell you something. I got people close to me that, I mean, you know, I put this out all the time. People that, my close family friends, that had no financial problem, they come talk to me for free.
Right.
So they grown. They don't want me to know their personal business. I get it. But you got to keep that energy.
Right.
Because I can't, once the eviction is sent, I can't fix it.
I can't fix it. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Once the garnishment is placed, I can't fix it.
Right.
I can fix it when the ship is sinking. Once this shit don't submerge, shit. Hey man.
What's the holes in the boat?
Walk the plank. Hey, walk the plank. You better walk the plank. Find your raft.
If you in a lifeboat already, it's too late, right?
Yeah. I told you, this captain is not going down with the ship. Hell no. Not this one. I think
a lot of times people will talk about, like me personally, I don't really like talking about money because I just don't like talking about it. It just it gives me a grimy feeling or something. I don't know. And I don't like talking about bills because I know I'm doing the best I can with what I have. And talking about it make it go away. So that's just my personal opinion. That's just me personally. I don't know. I think talking about money has always been a touchy, like a grimy subject to me. Like, why are we talking about it? Like, what? You know what it is. You know what we have. We know what's going on. Even with my ex-wife, she always want to talk about money, but she never kept a job. So I'm like, why are we talking about it? Like, what are you putting into this pot that's gonna make it bigger to make more money? I don't. You're not going with my plans. You're not going with. You got real estate license, broker's license, cosmetology license, all these licenses in schools we done paid for, and you are not doing none of them. So, why do you want to talk about this?
A lot of people will bring up problems that they have, but they'll give you the problems that you be aware of and they're aware of that you already know is there, but no kind of solution. They'll bring up the problem for you to figure it out. But shit, I know the roof leaking too, but hey, how we gonna get it fixed?
Yeah, right.
I mean, I see what you see.
Right.
But a lot of times people don't want to sit there and try to fix it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And far too often, that's one of the things I think mess up a lot of things as far as relationships and partnerships. I'm a little different, Lab. I love talking about money, not from a stress standpoint. Like I said, I called my man today to kind of go over there. I like bouncing off ideas because, I can have one way I see it, but you give me another perspective, like, damn, okay, cool. And I like that. Now,
that's a different perspective on talking about, ideas and bouncing ideas off people and figuring out this and that. That's great. I can do that all day.
But the guy
I don't want to bounce off. This needs to be done, and you see what we got. How's it gonna get done? That's what I'm talking about. Like,
now I feel you, but the idea may not be. The idea may still be something painful or uncomfortable for you.
Right.
It doesn't mean that, okay, this is a good idea, we can move with it. The idea still can be, like, man, damn, bro, I really didn't want you to say that, And when you sitting there looking at that, like, I know it, but I really want to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean it's something that you want to address. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be at a certain point from your maturity to understand, like, okay, this is probably something to do because what's the old adage we talk about? A lot of times people say, what you want to do, what you want to have. But there's a small percentage of people out here that truly doing what the hell they want to do.
Right.
And so a lot of times, you in that situation doing what you got to do. Under the guise, you don't psych yourself out, you're doing what you want to do.
Right.
And, the ideas you're kicking, it's not unless they got to be fun or it got to be like, okay, cool, that's a good thing. You still be like, man, I knew you gonna tell me that bullshit.
Right.
Because again, I called my man because I knew he gonna give me some insight, but he still told me what I didn't want to do. But at the end of the day, who called who?
You called him.
Exactly.
Right.
So at some point I gotta say, look, I can just get on the phone with him, argue back and forth, and shut the hell up and listen.
Right.
And a lot of times people don't want to do what? Shut the hell up and listen. They want to call people and hear what they want to hear.
Right.
And you got to be very, very careful when people co-sign on your thoughts, and they just co-sign because they care about you, not because they know really what the hell to do. A lot of times people ain't going to sit there and be real with you, bro. I don't really know, man. You might want to go talk to Lab about that. And they'll just say, well, that's a good idea. Go on and try it. Like, no. If you know, I know a lot of folks that they do stuff, you be like, well, this cool, this is a good deal, good idea. It was a good deal. And you be like, let me ask you a question, man. Because, I don't really get in folks' stuff.
Right.
People put me in their stuff. And I always, now one of the first questions I ask is, what made you say this was a good deal? What did you base that on? Besides your verbiage.
Oh, here go Pooch.
Oh, there you go. Exactly. Here he go.
You always want to steal my joy.
Poochie always wanted to piss on the plane.
Right.
But like I always say, we can argue opinions, but we can't argue results. And I'm a damn producer.
Right.
I'm a damn producer. We can argue opinions, how you feel, this, that, and that, what you think, but we can't argue results.
That's true.
And a lot of times, when I call people to give me game, I know I ain't going. I call because I need it, not because I want you to co-sign on something for me.
Facts trump speculation all the time. Facts trump speculations all the time. You can speculate all you want to, but you factual. I mean, there's nothing left to do. You get what I'm saying? So you're right about that.
No, man, look, at the end of the day, I'm in the position I am right now because I looked at the people that were where I wanted to be and sustainable, and I asked them what they did, right, what they did wrong, if you can go back in time, if you can change things, what would you do differently, and get it. And I try to make it applicable to my situation, A lot of times folks don't want to do that. They want to get to where they want to be, how they want to do it. And if it was that easy, everybody would be comfortable.
Everybody would be millionaires.
Everybody would be.
Right.
It's a reason why everybody not. Because everybody don't want to do the BS. Everybody want to be a boss, but everybody want to deal with the boss stuff. That's why you see people will leave their job, start their business, and be back at that damn job. Hey man, I know I left, and you told me, if I want to come back, I can come back. Here I am. And then they got this smirk.
Right.
I knew it. I knew it wasn't gonna work.
Right.
I knew it wasn't gonna work and everything like that. Man, let me tell you something. It's a fire in my ass so damn. Let me tell you something. I left corporate America so effed up
that you could go back.
that I couldn't go back. The young brother, Derek Grace, got the marks on his face,
the tattoos.
Yeah, the tattoos.
All over everywhere.
Yeah, brilliant young man. But I don't know if I'd have did all that shit. But
he got the tattoos to keep him from having
to come back. Right. And I can respect that. I think I probably did some different shit, like send an effed up email or something. But
to everybody.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd have messed up this. Right. You know what I'm saying? Dad worked too hard.
I think his premise was not to just that one job, to any job. You get what I'm saying? Like he probably could send a messed up email to the job he left, but he still may be able to get another job. So his premise was, I'm gonna do all of this so I can't get any jobs.
Yeah, and it forces him to do that.
Right.
I could have think of other things we had to do, but again, whatever motivates you to do that.
Right.
But sometimes, that do a lot to you, man. When your spirit, when you gotta adjust. Man, let me tell you something. If I want to go work for somebody right now, I'm gonna work for somebody because I want to go work for somebody, not because stuff didn't work or whatever. I didn't get a chance to follow my dreams to do that stuff. But it's going to be because I want to. You know what I'm saying?
I think a lot of people, like you said a few shows back, a while back, when people start wanting to be a boss and starting their own business, they don't take into consideration the insurance is on you now. You know what I'm saying? That medical is on you, all that stuff. And you said it wisely a while back. You said you may have to keep that job, keep that insurance.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You may have a sick spouse, you may have a sick child, and if you go out on your own, you got to pay all that out your pocket. So you got to think about those little things when you get ready. Say a lot of people just think about being a boss. This is what you said, and don't think about the tangibles that come along with that. You get what I'm saying?
Well, what everybody say? I want to get out of the plantation.
Right.
You got to understand some benefits of the plantation.
A couple.
Humana, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Kaiser. That ain't on the plantation.
Right.
And your ass got diabetes, heart disease, your child, ADHD,
right.
$400-500 pills and shit like that. Man, all right.
You might want to.
And you want to just leave. Shit. All right now. Because you got the stress of trying to create, start, run, and grow a business on top of your personal stuff.
Right.
Man, who the hell want that?
Right.
Who the hell want that,
and
man?
Every time you go to the hospital, you in the hallway. You don't get no room because you ain't got no insurance. I say they do that all the time. I tell Steve, we going to be good. We got insurance. So they going to go give us a private room.
So they know they can be it.
Right.
I mean, let me tell you something, man. I'm the thought of leaving my nice little corporate job really didn't resonate with me until my VA disability got to a point, okay, I'm covered.
Right.
I got medical.
Right. So you good.
I'm good.
Right. But see, a lot of people don't take that into consideration. They don't take those tangibles into consideration with starting a business and being the boss, being the CEO of their company, and then those create money problems with creating emotions. Because now you still got the same medical issues that you had when you were working. Now you just responsible for it. So that creates, that money is an issue because you got to still pay those medical bills. Now you're just paying them out your pocket,
man,
a lot sooner than you would be if you were working.
And now you compound the stress on other people.
Right.
So you come home, your old lady She was behind you when you want to, start, when you bought that damn home, that $2,000 custom made grill.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody posted it. You making the best slabs and stuff like
Right.
that. Shout out to what's this? Blue Swift.
Blue Swift.
Woo! I done went through this whole bottle on the show. Yes, sir.
Is that smooth?
It's smooth. Smooth. It's from that Martell family. Blue Smith is actually a whole lot. It's not as potent as regular Martell,
Okay.
but it's just you cool socialite.
Oh,
Look,
okay.
you know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Getting your
okay.
pub, you know what I'm saying? It ain't Scotch.
It ain't like that monkey shoulder.
Oh no. Scotch
That's the
is,
best name for a drink I ever heard in my life. Monkey shoulder.
It ain't that Obama. It
Uh-huh.
ain't that Obama. That Scotch. You got some $100 Scotch, and you sitting there having a good
Macallan
time.
25.
Woo! Hell no. Shit no. Glad don't start that. You talking some good drinking.
Right.
No.
I had one of them before, but I didn't know what it was.
Shit. We got us $200-$300 bottle of liquor, having a good time. Good sticks, good liquor, good conversation. Shit, this is life.
That's what dreams are made of, man.
Y'all be wondering why I go to them cigar spots, man.
Uh-huh.
Shit. Man, me and the bro get a good bottle of liquor, good stick.
Uh-huh.
Man, shoot. This is life.
Right.
And you want to put yourself in a position to that point where you're enjoying life.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the deal, guys. This is the thing about it, just bringing everything full circle. Money, because it does come and go, and I can agree, money can make life a whole lot more fun and pleasurable and doing certain things like that. But to that point, you don't want to get to a point where you're not enjoying yourself, enjoying your money.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, man, just you see stuff when you younger, people like be at you at the car dealership, test driving that car, contemplating how much, if you can get overtime, get a part-time job, you can get this car.
Mm-hmm.
If you do this, that, and that, not because you need not because the point you need, because if you need a car, you can go get that little whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Right.
But because you want this car, want and need two different things.
Right.
But because they made it accessible, we can put you in this,
Mm-hmm.
right? You qualify, you can get this. Damn well you don't need that. You best for you to get that.
Right.
Because you can get that and still be comfortable and enjoying life.
Mm-hmm.
You going home after work, you ain't got to get no part-time job, everything cool. But because that emotion kicked in, now you done put yourself in a position. And
Right.
do you really want that? Do you really want that? Do you really starting this business up? And again, I push entrepreneurship on anybody if you want to try it. But at the end of the day, sometimes, bro, you built for this.
Mm-hmm.
Are you built for this?
Right.
And everybody ain't built for this, man.
Right.
They ain't. Hey, not be sometimes like, hey, bro.
So everybody can't be the chief. Somebody got to be the enemy.
Oh, the chief stressed the hell out.
Right.
This shit was black a couple one point. Then with salt and pepper, bitch all salt now.
You think about when people become president, how young they look in the beginning, and by that 4th year.
Look at Barack when he was, man,
Right.
Barack probably 4 months in.
Right.
That shit just white then.
It was
Barack
just
4 months in.
Right.
So look at him.
Right.
Man, they done got him in. They done got Barack in them secret rooms and dropped them secret docs on him. Whoa. We got to deal with this? Whoa.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
shit. Man, Man. Running that salon, dealing with women. I remember dealing with puppy pampers.
Mm.
Puppy pampers. Women in there fussing about, she left her puppy pampers in the garbage. What the hell are
That's a puppy
pampers?
What are those?
I didn't even know a dog had a period. Now everybody's like, you dumbass, you didn't know. I didn't know.
Right.
And folk women arguing about puppy pampers.
Right.
She used my shampoo. She did this, that, and that. In my mind, I got this salon. I make this money.
Right.
Oh, look, I'm on estrogen 5.0. All these women in here fussing about some of the stupidest shit.
That you don't think is a big deal.
But Poochie want to be the boss.
Right.
Poochie want to own these businesses and all that. I done put all this extra stress for a couple $100, $1,000, whatever a month. Yeah, the money coming in, but shit, I ain't enjoying it because I'm putting out fires here, there, whatever.
Yeah.
And you got to be realistic about that. And I will say this, ain't nothing wrong with trying because you don't know what you can and can't deal with unless you try.
Until you try.
So you can give it a try. But once you done tried it and it didn't work, be honest with yourself. sometimes we get the education of life confused with, you know, us failing. What's up, my man Henry Hendall 37? What's up, Henry, man? I appreciate you tuning in, bro. Thanks for tuning in. Hendall, oh, man, good to see you, Henry. And you ain't fail. You ain't fail. You just learn.
That's all.
You just learn. Laugh at me. I talk about that damn studio.
I love that story.
I thought I was gonna be the short Suge Knight. That music.
Right.
You know, hey, y'all
Right.
want to mess with some money? Start a record company.
Start a record label.
Start a record label. Start a
If you
studio.
got money to blow, right? Money to burn.
Man, these rap stars, these singers, they ain't got no damn money. Shit. No damn
Right.
money. They take starving artists to a whole nother level.
Right, but they living good.
Yeah, they in that man shit.
They all got Bentleys
They
and
come,
Ferraris.
man. They come in my studio, some damn chains and shit. You like, what the hell? Hey man, can I get a credit on the recording and all that stuff? And you steady got rent to pay and all that
Right,
kind of stuff.
right.
Ain't man, it was ridiculous. Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. Anybody got any comments?
GP said, "What it do, Mr. Short Dollar?"
What going on now? What's happening? Again, man, we had a good conversation tonight talking about money and emotions, and I think a lot of times, if we be real with ourselves, well, in regards to just not putting your life and where you at in comparison to others, you'll enjoy life a whole lot more,
Right.
and just appreciate your journey where you at as opposed to others. Appreciate, man, my boy Lab doing this, that, and that. Now, and that's how Lab walk. Poochie doing this, that's how Poochie walk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody's walk is different.
Exactly.
Everybody's path is strewn with different obstacles.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And be
Because,
real.
to be honest, Lab was gonna be the #1 DJ in the world when he was 14, 15. I just knew it. I'm gonna go in college, get that degree, then I'm gonna be a DJ of the world.
Well, let me tell y'all something. My man was mixing up something when I came down. Had that high five going.
That just was my dream, but the walk was different.
Laugh at me think I was Tony Thompson. I like the way you kiss me. You know what I'm saying? I had that whole high five routine. Man, that was rocking when I came downstairs. Shit. Bro, you still there. You still there. Shout out to High Five. You know what I'm saying? But how that plan pans out with everybody else, we don't know.
Right.
We don't know. I wanted to be this big tax mogul years ago.
Right.
Man, I started seeing the headache. Well, plus the actual effect that it was having on my family. Well, I wasn't there. I'm telling you, bro, I was making the money, but I wasn't making the impact on my family and children that I need to be. I had to scale back. Dave Thomas, the founder of Wendy's, it was funny. I was looking at his the documentary of his life and how everybody was rich and comfortable. He dead and gone, but they were just saying how they never seen their daddy. He was always gone, and like they was just a thing. Like dad was never there. They love their daddy, but he wasn't there. That'll mess with me. You know what I'm saying? I like being around my children. You know what I'm saying? Even though, because to the point where I brought up earlier, you do all these things to build for your family, and then they get there, your kids don't want that.
Right.
Because they say, shit, I don't want to be doing that. I got to be gone all the damn time.
Right. I don't want that headache.
Exactly.
GP will answer the long grant at the end of the show. He usually goes over grant questions at the end, so hold tight.
I got you. Yeah. I open the floor up. So we done went over and everything like that, man. So again, I appreciate you guys having a discussion with me in regards to, what we talked about tonight, money and emotions. But, at the end of each show, I open the floor up. So if you got any topics, anybody got any questions in regards to business, finance, anything like that, I open the floor up for you.
Well, since GP started with the first one, he said, what do you think about the student loan grant?
Well, I talk about student loan grant. First thing I want you to do, check out the 2 videos I just dropped. One last night in regards to what I talked about student loans. The whole thing what Biden just said with that being the government has forgiven up to $10,000 for single and $20,000 if you're married or file a head of household. Some basic stuff in regards to that. They're not forgiving private student loans. They're forgiving federal subsidized student loans. The Department of Education is working on a new repayment plan. What they're going to be doing with that. Check out that video. I kind of went into depth with that. Also in regards to even consolidated loans over the years. I think it's a good thing. I think what I believe is, because that was one of the things President Biden ran his campaign on in regards to eliminating student loan debt or reducing student loan debt. Taking consideration from a realistic standpoint, the man that had to deal with COVID, the man had to deal with Ukraine, the man had to deal with inflation. So, again, to come back into it, I think he probably had a more robust or more things he wanted to do, 3 years ago than was now, but take consideration what it is. I think it's a good thing. I say this, and I'm a firm believer. Y'all check out my video in regards to what I did, why your child can't get a job after college. What I think people need to understand is, because what's done is done. So many times we accrue the student loan debt. For ourselves, our children do it. We need to make sure that we do be very proactive with our children and ourselves of what the hell we getting this loan for. Because if your child is not networking during college, or they're not getting an actual degree that they can translate into
certain
money in certain fields, or they may have to move or relocate where that particular job, it may be on the other side of the country, it may be an international job, but they don't want to leave. You gotta be realistic, guys, because now you're sitting on $200,000 or $300,000 in student loan, but the actual job may be on the other side of the country or somewhere else. You gotta be realistic about it. Is it worth getting a history degree? We got $200,000 loan, but you're limited in what you can do,
right.
And the fields that actually will pay for it, they're not going to pay you enough to compensate for the education that you got. That you just got to be proactive for that. I understand if you ain't never been to school and your kid going to school first time. I get it, but again, what I told you again, I done had to pay a lot for my education. What I mean, not the education where I sat in a classroom and got, but just the life education, the business education. I tell people a lot of times, you might, because what's the adage? School ain't for everybody, and it ain't. But you still gonna pay for an education somehow, either
one way or
for
the
person you paying for education or your experience education.
Right.
Somehow. So I just think that, it's just one of them things, man. And I think, unfortunately, sometimes people to get in a situation where they can't recover from it. Take $10,000 off a $200,000 bill. Excuse me, how impactful that can be, I don't know.
Right.
But you just gotta, one thing you gotta eat, But I will say that doesn't mean now they did. They reduced the forgiveness period and everything. We're doing it, but I think people need to kind of look at. They have programs out there for doing public service and different things like that to eliminate it. We go back in that whole conversation again. I don't want to be police. I don't want to do this, that, and that. But if you got to teach for a year or two to get that debt over you, and you got your job that you like, but you don't want to teach, you don't want to be a policeman. I'm just throwing this out there.
Right.
Now you got to weigh it. Do it for a couple of years, get that stuff out for you, then keep it moving, go back where you was.
Right.
If you don't want to do that, just take it how it come. I went in the military to get money for school. People were like, man, there ain't no place for no black man, this, that, and that. I did it because I needed money for school. I did that. I got my education. That paid for it, whatever. I'm not telling everybody that's the route. My second son is on academy scholarship. Hey, bro, you didn't follow the blueprint I told you to do in school. P-Dog, if you want to do this is what you got to do. Because Dad ain't signed for no loan for your ass.
Right.
Because you didn't want to do what I would did before. And I damn sure ain't finna do something and you get a year into it.
And you don't say you don't want to do that no more.
Yeah, I want to rap. Hell no.
All right.
So look, you didn't want to do what I want you to do. Do what you need to do. And sometimes we got to be accountable for what we did. Nothing wrong with it. But this is the blueprint. We got to make adjustments with it. I think it's a good thing, but again, it's nominal.
Right.
It's nominal in regards to the impact it can have. Because again, what's $10,000 gonna do on I mean, exactly. What the hell they gonna pay for a semester you had? Yeah, they really ain't gonna do that. Why?
I don't think $10,000 is a semester. I think it's half a semester.
Well,
usually semester is about $25,000. Right?
Well, when you was in school, it would have covered. They may recover the year. The issue come up is what you done had so much damn interest done accrued into it, it really ain't gonna have no big impact.
Right.
So you just gotta be realistic about what you're trying to do now, to do it, and you might have to make some uncomfortable decisions to kind of get you out of that. With doing it, I understand. I was fortunate enough being a disabled vet. I got a lot of stuff. Well, I got it all. I got it all. Shit. You know, because I got some bumps and bruises, like I'm saying. But on the flip side of it is, too, it's just about being proactive with some certain things. So with that whole point of it is, I just think a lot of times, if you want to get out of student loan debt, you know, your options to get out of it, you know, are you okay with doing the options to get it cleared out? And them options might be something you don't necessarily want to do. But they got, yeah, you don't want to deal with. So that's how that is.
Right.
We have to make kind of uncomfortable decisions being there with life. To be at a certain point in life. I'm at where I want to. I don't say that to brag. I get up and do what the hell I want to do every morning. Y'all see me, man. I posted. I'm at the gym.
Right.
I'm doing this. I'm having my midday smoke and all that. But let me tell you something. If anybody that knows me know the chitlin circuit, the grind I've put in, hey, man, I did that for that.
Right.
I did that for that, and I still work. But I do what I want to do because I did what I didn't want to do.
What you had to do.
What I had to do. To get there.
Right.
And that's everybody. Right. And I just follow the blueprint of the people. I'm like, damn, that brother on here, they doing this, they doing that. They stress-free. He's 60, 70 years old with not no damn wrinkle.
Not one wrinkle.
Bro, what you do? For real?
What I want to do.
That stuff I don't want to do, I got to do it if I want to be like him.
Right.
And that's just how life goes. Because if life was easy and things were easy to attain, everybody would have it. Right? Everybody would have it. You know, those cash infusions that you got with the PPP and disaster loans, they were easy because you had to fill out a piece of paper. But we see how quick that stuff gone. I understand people are not there all the time because they lucky. They did because they did some stuff that nobody else wanted to do.
That's right.
You know? That's the thing about it. So again, man, was there any other questions? Anybody else got any other questions?
I haven't seen no more.
Going once, going twice, going 3 times. Well, look, man, I had an awesome time tonight. I apologize for starting off a little late, more than a little late with the show and everything. I appreciate Lab, working with me and everything. It's been an awesome show tonight. Again, we talked about money and emotions. I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation. If you got any questions, reach out to me. Again, Mr. Short, I will talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, and investing. We got over 400 channels on the YouTube, 400 videos on the YouTube channel. And we got grant plays with over 150 grant opportunities for you guys to take advantage of. So regardless if you're watching us streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever, the main hub is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel. You can Google Mr. Short Dollar. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Take advantage of it. You ain't got to book an appointment with me to talk. Just spend a little time, look at the videos. And if you don't find what you're looking for, then book an appointment, okay? Right. But you don't have to make some kind of sacrifice of time or little sweat equity, do this, that, and that. And I'm telling you guys, you'll have the success you want, okay? But be realistic about what you can do from a time perspective, a financial perspective, a capacity perspective, if you can realistically attain those things, okay? Wish you guys the best. I appreciate you tuning in. Love you guys. One more thing, guys. One more thing. We at 24,500 subscribers.
That's right.
Project 25,000.
Right.
Help your boy get 25,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I need everybody to go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. If you have not, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help me get to that 25,000 mark.
Hit that notification button so you can get updates on when the new grant videos drop.
Also, check this out. But one of the biggest things, the reason why Mr. Short Dollar where we at right now, because my family at Misfits Radio, Misfits Entertainment. Go to Misfits Radio on YouTube. Subscribe to it. Check out all the great shows on Misfits Radio, Misfits TV, all the shows. We got comedy shows. We got music shows, music review shows. You High, Misfits Radio. Right. We got a comedy show Wednesday night. Look here, man. You can go to Misfits Radio, Misfits TV on YouTube. Listen to me. And have your whole week full.
Good.
Monday through Sunday.
Live shows.
Y'all still dropping 2 shows on Sunday?
Yes.
2 shows on Sunday.
Eventually it'll be 3.
Gonna be 3. That's what, 10 shows?
10
shows.
All live.
So subscribe. Misfits Radio, Misfits TV on YouTube.
Right.
Which
right.
one? Both.
It's
Misfits,
together.
It's together. Misfits Radio,
and
Misfits
TV.
Subscribe to it. Subscribe to it. You got listen and trust me. You know, you think I'm giving you game, you're gonna get game. You'll get entertainment. You're gonna get jokes, everything. So subscribe to the YouTube channel Misfits Radio, Misfits TV. Guys, listen. That's my family. I need y'all to back them just like you're backing me. Okay. Love you guys. Be safe. If you miss anything, reach out. Got some good information coming out tomorrow. So just keep looking at the channel. Again, like Lab said, hit that bell to get a notification each time we upload a new video. Take care of yourself. Love you guys. Be safe, and I'll talk with you soon.